Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 27 of the TW9 Road to Glory save here on the channel, as it is Night of Sin 36. And my oh my, do we have as far as the show for you, as a rematch from our previous show. We're going to have Rowdy Ryan Robertson versus Sugar Amano. Of course, they just went to a 10-minute time limit draw. The first non-win for Rowdy Ryan Robertson, as far as in a regular Sin City grappling matchup. We'll also be seeing Jason Van Pelt, JVP, taking on Christopher Rubber Ball, who, of course, won this year's Kumite. No title defense for Goro Hatamoto. He is on a 6-fight win streak right now, which has been very, very impressive. It's hard to believe he started off this year 0-2, turned it around, and ended up becoming, of course, the Sin City Grappling Champion, the BMF champ. And as far as for him, he's actually going to have a pretty easy schedule now. He's going to be off this show and the next show, and then he'll be defending his belt for the final time in 2024. And as far as to end out the year at Night of Sin 38, and we'll be seeing who he will be defending as far as on these next two shows. So for this show, though, before we get into it, as you can see, we're almost out of the red. We made about $3,000 last show, and that was actually without changing, because I changed the ticket price you saw, as far as we changed it here, but I didn't realize that also in the event page we didn't have it changed, but we will. It was very cheap, as you can see there, which will actually change that so I don't do that next year. But so the next show will be cheap though, and same thing for kind of the rest of these shows. Oh wow, this is set to normal. That's kind of crazy. And we'll probably keep it as that. Why not? Maybe we'll see how that plays out for the new year. But for which will also be changing the names and whatnot. I think we're gonna make a good bit of money this show. We also are down a man, though, as Keito Morimasa did walk out. So as far as guys that are a part of the regular roster that were here from day one, it is getting smaller and smaller. We only have Goro Hatamoto, and as far as in Jules Knight, that's pretty much it. If you want to count Kiyoshi Kawamura, you can, but as far as actually active roster, and Shugamano, as far as those three, the only three men that were here from day one, kind of crazy to think that just a couple of years ago, obviously we had the full first batch of talent, and now it's only down to three. But man, we got a pretty crazy show though, as far as with that main and co-main, because I think JVP and Christopher Ball, I think that's going to be a hell of a matchup. We're going to have that be the main event. As, we're just going to right-click there. And, they still want us to run Phoenix. Yeah, the Fiverr Casino is still going to be a sellout, even with the kind of upped in ticket price. So that's great. Booking team meeting, which, we probably should just right-click that, but that's all right. I'm sure we'll have a couple of locker room instances. Just John Snyder so far doing the pre-show training drills. 8 people showing up, not bad at all. Well, that was it. Awesome. And then, we already did a, inspire the locker room speech. I will say this, though. We didn't really talk about this. We actually, for the first time, was not last in the Southwest Regional Battle. Every month we are in a battle. It's us, Invincible Pro Wrestling, SoCal Grim Wrestling, and then Coastal Zone Wrestling, which they are kind of the biggest out of the four, so they're always going to be number one. But we actually outperformed IPW on their last show. So that's awesome to think about as far as we're getting better and better. We're still the smallest out of those three. SoCal Grim and IPW are both small, so they're still one step ahead of us, but we're climbing. We're climbing for sure. As we're already everywhere that we need to be, so we're good to go there. The main event, JVP and Christopher Ball, which JVP will beat Christopher Ball. JVP going to jump up to 4-0. Christopher Ball, funny enough, he's 3-3, but of course he had, winning Kumite, so he won 3 matches in a row there. So really, he's 6-3. But again, it is what it is now. It's going to have to be Chris McGrath. We don't have Kato Moribasa anymore. And Rowdy, Ryan Robertson, and Sugar Mono. What Sugar Mono will be beating Ryan Robertson. So that will be his first loss. He'll be 3-1-1. Sugar Mono now 9-8-2. So he will be on the rise of trying to make it to 10 wins. He'll be joining Goro Hatamoto and Jules Knight. Which, speaking of Jules Knight, him and John Snyder, which, funny enough, first time meeting. John Snyder's going to beat him, though. That's going to be his 8th win. He's 8-10-1. Jules Knight, though, will be 12-7-2. Of course, a former BMF champion to beat him. Pretty massive. Pretty massive. Slade Bolin and Jerry Pepper, as far as two out the handle. Jerry Pepper. We're going to have Jerry lose here, so he'll be 3-2 after this night. Slade Bolin, though, will be 3-1-1. So two guys have done pretty well for themselves as of late. Getting that 7th, going 7 minutes here for those two. And I'm sure we'll have it go by KO. We'll have him win with the Stonebreaker. Good shit. John Steiner and Jules Knight, we'll probably have him win by submission. So do that. Sugar Mono, we'll go KO. He knocks him out with a fucking palm strike. Knocks out the big fella. Just caught him right on the button type of thing. Full-on power slap, if you will. As far as from that regard. And also, we'll have JVP get a knockout as well over Christopher Ball. But just a fun match. That's, striker versus grappler in that main event. And both Canadians, too. But Scott Hammer Hadley, Chris McGrath. Scott's going to get the win here. And as far as that'll be 3-1 to Hammer. I love that he's been getting wins. As far as, he had the one, obviously the big win, knocking out, as far as Hurricane Hugo Rosa with the, as far as the takedown, in the back of his head, hitting the mat, knocking him out. But now, I don't know if we should call this a stoppage or not. Basically, he's going to be, after he takes him down, in mount, fucking hammer fist. Referee stops it, to end it out. Which it is, it's kind of weird because it's technically a closed fist, but it's not hitting the knuckle, so that's why it's legal, as far as from that regard. So it's kind of a unique strategy as far as to kind of bend the rules a little bit. We haven't seen that out of somebody, as far as in Sin, where someone is, it's technically illegal when you think about there's no close fist punches, but it's a hammer fist. It's not, he's not punching down with his knuckles. So, very, very cool to see how well he's done here so far in Sin, and he gets the win. Now, Hurricane, Hugo Rosa. Basically what we're going to have here is, before the show, it's going to be me, I guess, it's gonna have to be me. I guess I'm the ipso facto kind of man in charge here. And basically telling, as far as Hurricane Hugo Rosa, hey man, this is it. As far as you illegally struck Scott Hammer Hadley in your last match. Of course, you lost. Get knocked out trying to, as far as taking the piss out of Scott Hammer Hadley in your debut. Now, we suspended you. Now that you're back, this next match, it's now or never for you. If you don't beat him, you're out of here. So he knows that going into it. And I kind of want him to kind of give me some shit, too, in the back, as far as saying that he's going to get, he's going to run right to him, he's going to beat him under 3 minutes, type of thing. So, as far as we give Hugo Rosa final warning. Yeah, that's basically it, just a final warning. You better straighten up, or you're fucking out of here. Type of thing, and that just opens up the, that would be something that we would have uploaded to the type of YouTube channel before we get the full show going. But yeah, as far as Indy says, he's going to beat him under 3 minutes. We'll make that 2, just so it's... But it would be around 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Around that time, give or take. But yeah, 55 minutes of show. As far as 6 matches, I think it's going to be a pretty good show. Especially that main event. And for the next show, though, so we're going to have JVP versus Sugar Mano. We're going to have John Snyder probably take on Buffalo Bill Rothschild, who we haven't seen in a hot minute. We'll probably do Slade Bolin and maybe even Scott Hammer Hadley. So that's kind of an idea. And yeah, just kind of work our way from there. Kind of bring guys back that haven't been used a whole lot, like Nate Air Jordan. We haven't used him since like July. And kind of some of this underneath talent a little bit. But yeah, I think we're good to go. As far as in that regard, let's run it. Oh, yeah, that actually didn't go as poorly as I thought it would. But yeah, backstage, as far as the final warning there for Hurricane Igor Rosa, the cut the shit or you're out of here type of thing. But he beats him. Beats Rodney Brook. I should have put it as fucking KO. I knew it. As far as he knocked him out, though. That's how he wins there. Knocked him out with, as far as he's learned now to develop that instead of that big, left hook. Now using a left hook out of a palm strike to deal that same type of damage in his hands. So that's going to be a lot of fun to see going forward. Scott Hammer Hadley. Okay, so yeah, the stoppage does work. Perfect. So we're going to see that a little bit more, where instead of full-on knocking guys out in mount, we can have it to where the ref stops it, protects the guys, and it's a good finish, I think. Because obviously you see that a lot in MMA already. So yeah, Scott Hammer Hadley, a 57. Great performance from him. He's been fan-fucking-tastic. And he has been just demolishing people as he beats Chris McGrath there in 5 minutes. This is great stuff there from Scott. As Jerry Pepper gets knocked out by Slade Bolin by the Stonebreaker. Slade Bolin really off his game 30. Pretty brutal stuff because Jerry Pepper almost 20 points better than him. Wrong guy won there. But a big win though for Slade Bolin nonetheless. 60 for Jules Knight and John Snyder. What a win though for John Snyder. Again, it wouldn't probably be with the stretch muffler. Probably would have been with that counter. Into the cross arm lock, the hyperextension, arm lock, hyperextend the arm, get the win via submission. But a hell of a win, though, for John Steiner nonetheless. Just using his size advantage, his striking ability to be able to counter strike into a grapple. And the fact that that's a first time meeting, too, is kind of crazy. To think that they've been. John Steiner, he wasn't a part of the initial pack, but he was still pretty early on, signing. To be a part of the roster for so long, those two, and to finally have their first match, kind of cool. And they got a 62, a 54 for Sugar Mano and Rowdy. Ryan Robinson, as he knocks him out in 9 minutes. Big win for Sugar Mano. And now, he will be taking on the winner of this main event. They don't click. Tough. JVP, though, he actually got outperformed. Pretty shocking. Usually JVP is really, really good, and that's going to be his 4th win now. So he's looking for win number 5 against Sugar Mano, and Sugar Mano looking to get another crack at Goro Hatamoto. Christopher Ball, though, that is, it's crazy. Again, he's 3-3, but of course he had the 3 wins and 1 Kumite 3. So really, overall, he's 6-0. Man, the wrong thing went on last for sure. John Snyder and Jules Knight. Great stuff. Obviously, we didn't know it was going to be a bad chemistry between the main event, but, there's some good stuff, though. I did love the Scott Hammer Hadley performance. He was great, so that was awesome. We'll definitely put him over. And, Jules Knight, man. He did great tonight, even though he lost. See how he did financially. Yeah, overall loss is only $30. That's kind of crazy. That's the least amount of money we have lost ever running a show. I think we're going to be okay. I think we are going to be just fine. Oh, wow. First time we don't change in popularity, though. As we've been at this size of a company. But yeah, I mean, we're rolling. We're rolling now. We've had. It was a bit of a step back because of the bad chemistry, but other than that, I think our shows have been really, really good. I mean, we had a 60 in the previous night. The 59, or the 49 rather, was pretty tough. But yeah, we had a 54, 56. We've been kind of in the mid 50s and 49s and 45s. But I think we've really hit our stride with what's been going on. Yeah, Goro Hatamoto and Jules Knight was a great matchup. Of course, Christopher Ball and John Snyder. Yeah, I mean, John, as far as for him beating Jules Knight really throws him in a pretty high level of contention. I'm not sure exactly, we could probably do him and Ryan Robertson. That could be a fun match. Could do him and Slade as well. We could, him and Buffalo Bill Rothschild, though I think makes the most sense to do. But yeah, as far as that will do it for this episode. Thank you all for watching, as we'll catch you guys next time for Night of Sin 37. Take care, everyone.